Last week in Barcelona, Kieran Liflander slashed the points gap to 3 between himself and double defending world champion Evan MacFarlane. This results in a winner-take-all scenario in the World Championship today, with Kieran looking to become the 13th champion in series history, and Evan looking to break a 12-year-old record as the youngest triple champion. What will transpire in the hills of Scotland? We'll find out together over the next hour. The season concludes today, and the Scottish Grand Prix is next. Our venue for today is the virtual Knockhill circuit, opened in 1974. North American Simulated Auto Racing started visiting this circuit in 2022A. At 0.86 miles in length, this roller coaster of a circuit leaves very little margin for error. Unforgiving tire barriers and tire walls line this circuit at every point, and the dirt section is as bumpy as the country roads surrounding the circuit. One wrong move and your race ends, and that is before we even get to the Joker entrance and exit, both of which are high-speed games of Russian roulette. In NASA Rallycross, our format is as follows. We are finishing open practice now, which leads us into a 3-lap single-car qualifying that splits the field equally into 5-lap heat races, with the Joker lap taken once. The top 2 transfer to the feature automatically. The winner gets 3 bonus points, and the runner-up gets 2. The rest of our drivers are sent to the semifinals, also 5 laps with 1 Joker. Top 2 transfer into the feature, and the winner receives a bonus point. And this will set the grid for our 10-lap feature race, where the points are awarded and trophies are handed out. And unique to NASA Rallycross, 2 Jokers are taken during the feature. The 31st season of the NASA Rallycross World Championship concludes today, live on the Automotive Sports Network. With Bryan Sawyer in the production truck and also next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz as we welcome you to the 7th running of the Scottish Grand Prix. The NASA Rallycross Challenge is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. Thank you, Rob Hartland, for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Cameras all season on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams as well. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. And finally, the intro music for the NASA World feed produced by Alex Abetti. Bryan Sawyer, it is another winner-take-all scenario in the World Championship. Kieran came up 1 point short last season. How are you, and what are your predictions for today?
Hey Josh, yeah, it's going to be real interesting tonight with the gap only being 3. If they finish 1-2, doesn't matter if Kieran wins it tonight. I mean, it doesn't matter where Evan falls. That's pretty much it. I think Kieran still needs at least one of the bonus points to hold him off, either through the LCQ or through transferring through the heats. But as soon as that happens tonight, it's on.
Let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship as we enter the finale of the World Championship. On top, double defending world champion Evan MacFarlane with 174 points, and Kieran Liflander, the challenger from South Carolina, 171. Yuko Pakala and Marcos Palacio having a good battle as well. Finn versus Argentine for 3rd. Zach Blanche and Robbie Kirtley battling for the 5th spot as well. Josh Darnell, the contenders champion, in 7th, not here today. Jess, Rakowski, Renee Sotensen, Terry Heskinen, the top 10. The World Constructors Championship has been locked up by TWR Subi Squad, over 120 points ahead of Kieran Liflander Racing. That gave TWR Subi Squad their 4th World Championship and cements them in 3rd in the standings, in the all-time standings. No Control in 3rd and 4th. JC Simsport as we take a look down the order as well. And Subaru has locked up their 22nd Manufacturers Championship in the history of the NASA Rallycross Challenge. And like I've mentioned before, they have won every single Manufacturers Championship since 2017C, except 2020B. So domination from the Japanese manufacturer. Let's take a look at some programming notes on the Automotive Sports Network before we head to qualifying. And it looks a lot like, what do you say, Bryan? Torque, 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 torque. As our next broadcast will be the Torque Sports Car Series at Road America in Wisconsin. That's going to be Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll have myself and Bryan Sawyer with that call. We've got Torque IndyCar potentially happening on Tuesdays. We'll get more information as that comes to fruition. We should be announcing that on the Torque show on Thursday. That'll be Tuesdays. And then, Brian, you've got the Rallycross officials that I think you're going to keep everyone busy with. Is it going to be Wednesdays? Have you decided yet?
I haven't decided, but probably Wednesdays. We'll
keep an
figure
eye.
it out. We're playing it by ear.
Just keep an eye on the ASN news ticker on the bottom there for any news that might be relevant. And, of course, ASNTVUSA.com for the Discord and all of our news and our broadcast and inquiring about broadcast. It's been a marvelous 2024 for NASA Sim Racing and the Automotive Sports Network. And I think, Brian Sawyer, we're ready to head to qualifying. 3 laps. We have 15 cars. We will have a 10-car feature race this evening. And in practice, 35.270 for Kieran, 35.5 for MacFarlane, split by Matthew Lindy at a 35.376. I am spamming my keys here to see who the first car is on track, and it looks like it's going to be Devin Hughes in car number 60 for JC Simsport, followed by Robbie Kirtley, followed by Marcus Indrek Simmer. And give me 2 seconds to be biased here. I just want to publicly say I did not thank Emma and Debbie from Crown Creamery on JC Simsport's Teams Championship and Lights. I was so caught up in my emotions of being a retired old man that I did not do that. So if you two are watching this show, thank you for the support. Back to no bias here, I promise. Devin Hughes leads us on track. No jokers on the first lap of the races today, but you can use the joker in NASA Sim Racing to begin your qualifying laps. And Brian, something interesting. I didn't know that was illegal in the iRacing officials, but Kieran got disqualified during the week while he was practicing because of that.
I learned it too. I think everybody learned that this week. I don't know if there was a change in the rule book or what, but or it's the first time anybody I've ever known has been protested. That's going to scrub Devin's first lap there. But I've seen people do it forever and ever. I've never seen anybody DQ'd for it before.
Has always been a rule in NASA. Utilize the track, of course, within the track limits, but if the joker gives you a better run into the first corner, so be it. Robbie Kirtley is going to lead us through the qualifying laps in the 024. Man from Virginia, won last season in Crandon. Kieran Liflander begins his qualifying run, the challenger in car number 20. Devin's lap apparently counted at a 39.769, despite going off the track, which is interesting.
That's an interesting one. I mean, sometimes you can get off there. If you get off there slow enough, it's not going to give you the X. I think you can exit the track at like 30 miles an hour and you're fine.
Let's pick up Kieran here through the dirt. Evan, we're going to immediately go to Evan as well. Evan's beginning his first lap, and no disrespect to the rest of our guys, but we're going to focus on this championship battle. Kieran jokers to give up his first lap in qualifying, and Evan's down into the first corner. Rakowski goes to fifth.
Yeah, he's just
according to my timing, Brian, that was his first lap.
Oh.
He gave up his first lap. I don't know why, but he knows more than me in these cars. And into turn number 1, that's gonna
Nope. He's not gonna like that. He's gonna give this one up also.
Oh, that's gonna leave him 1 lap to get this done. And I talked to Kieran last night. He popped into the Discord channel when we were hanging out, and he said, I think I've got the pace over Evan, but utilizing only 1 qualifying lap as Evan goes 41.5. He gave up his first lap as well, and he does the same thing that Kieran does. Oh my goodness. Woohoo! This is going to be a good quali.
Last week we watched Kieran give up both of his laps, and he made it stick in Barcelona on that final lap. Just happened to get it off in time, but I don't think you want to try that luck 2 weeks in a row. Yeah, he's going so wide there. He's got the grass this time, so that's going to be a good lap.
You have to utilize that grass. You drop the right front onto that, avoid the tire barriers, and it'll pull you around the corner through the dirt. You have to drive as if the barriers aren't there. You cannot be afraid of the tire barriers here in Knockhill. Through the dirt and into the final couple of corners. We'll keep a look of track limits. He was disqualified here last season because of that track limits issue. Very wide across the line. It doesn't count. It doesn't count. He hit the barrier at the last moment, and Kieran's lap does not count, Brian. Sorry to cut you off.
You're fine.
This is huge.
I was gonna say too. once you get past turn 1 down through the downhill section, it's pretty much a completed lap. All the time is based off of that. But yeah, if you mess up that exit, it's over.
35.665 for the double defending world champion. According to timing, it's 6.66. What an omen for car number 1. This will put Kieran, I think, well, we'll have to wait and see how it grids. They might be in the same heat race. And this is crucial.
If we got Kieran
Sorry, Brian, go ahead.
If we got Kieran in the back row on a heat race, I am terrified to be anybody else but the car up front. You know he's going to be coming through.
This is crucial if they end up in the same heat race. Because, like I said in the opener, you get 3 to win a heat, 2 to finish second, 1 if you go to the semifinal. But if they're in the same heat race...
it's looking like he's going to be in heat 3. Evan's going to be in heat 1. I think we have 3 heats tonight with 15 cars.
We will just have to see, because it's a 5-point swing if you win versus if you're second. Okay, so everybody's over in qualifying. Apologies that we haven't paid attention to anybody else because of the shenanigans that we have just watched.
Yeah, I'm thinking Kieran's going to be 5th in heat 2. That's what we're looking like. Evan's just running laps.
And he's got no friends. He doesn't have any teammates. No Austin Derbyshire, no Athena Leclerc. Liflander will be by himself. And what I mean, nobody to move over for you. That's... My heart's already pounding.
Say,
you gotta catch my breath.
Coming out here, he's got no friends. I mean, he's got no teammates out on the track tonight.
Words are hard. You got Evan. You've got Evan with Lindy. You've got Evan with Palacio. You've got a couple friends to move over if you need to. Oh boy. Heat number 1 for the Scottish Grand Prix. Evan MacFarlane, Robbie Kirtley, Jess Rakowski, Santeri Heiskanen, and Chris Wetz. As we get ready for the first heat in Scotland. Green flag. Off the line. MacFarlane gets a good jump over Kirtley. Down to the first corner. Rakowski and Heiskanen side by side. Kirtley surges under braking. Can't do anything with it. Rakowski to the inside of Heiskanen. Beautiful livery for the 57. Gorgeous purple as he goes an over-under on Rakowski into the dirt. They touch. Very bumpy. The tires will suck you in. And Wetz in the 71 waiting for something to happen between those guys. The man who has been in Kieran Liflander's shoes several times. 2012B, 2014B as well. As MacFarlane leads at the end of the first lap. And Brian, now you can take jokers. And Evan's starting to pull away.
Yeah, Evan's starting to pull away. He's only got about a 1.3 second gap behind him. And then, yeah, he's got enough of a gap where it's about a 5 to 6 second difference here. So he's got enough of a gap to where he could just do it if he wants. But then he's behind traffic. I think it's not enough of a big difference in your speed for the next lap to just burn it. I mean, yeah, you get a little faster lap, but you can burn it on the last lap. It's not a big deal when you're 3 seconds up on everybody. I was going to say, he's only 1.3 at the beginning of when I started talking. He made it to 3 seconds in front by the end of the lap.
Fastest lap, 36.076 for Evan MacFarlane. Robbie Kirtley looking like he's going to have a good battle with his teammate Heiskanen. Heiskanen has gapped Rakowski. Rakowski jokered in car 999.
Only one to do
and
so.
And Wetz
so
to
far.
the pit lane. Wetz has taken it to the pit lane. I'm going to take a look off monitor what had happened to the man from Texas. And Brian, the final corner, just like when we were testing the other day, you go a little bit too far, you'll hit that tire barrier in the final corner, and your race is over.
Yeah.
Unforgiving.
Yep, the white tire barriers are not what you're looking to touch here at Knockhill. You want to get as close as you can to them here in this section we're watching Evan go through. And then, like I said, that's pretty much lap done. You grab the grass there, and that pretty much sets up your entire lap. It sets your line up through the dirt, and all you really have to worry about is exit of this next corner. And Evan decides to take the joker lap. But, yeah, the last corner on the track is really the only other one to look out for. If you exit wide to maximize speed, you have to pull it back in to make it under the start-finish gantry.
let's ride on board Evan for this last lap, Bryan, here in Knockhill. Left rear on the dirt. Almost lost it on corner exit, or entry, sorry. But Evan MacFarlane doing what he needs to do, and the double defending world champion wins heat number 1, transferring over Robbie Kirtley, as best of the rest will be Heiskanen, Rakowski, and Wetz. Heat number 2. It's going to be Marcos Palacio, Yuko Pakala, Klaus Kreutzer, Renee Sotens, and the challenger for the World Championship after the crash in qualifying, Kieran Liflander, in car number 20.
Josh, I think we're starting on here and here. This is going to be terrifying for everybody else.
Green flag. What a start, but he's boxed in by Marcos. He tries to nudge Marcos. 3 wide. Klaus makes contact with Sotens, and around the 77 goes. Into turn 1. Wide is Pakala, into Palacio, and Kieran's in the wall. Kieran cuts the track. I think that's going to be a black flag penalty. In the wall is Pakala. Palacio to the lead. Will that be a penalty for Liflander? It doesn't look like it, but he's caught in traffic behind Pakala. Through the dirt for the first time.
So, Josh,
Palacio leads. Pakala leads Liflander, Bryan.
When when Eric and I were testing this track for lights earlier this week, we pretty much determined it's a slowdown to go back there if you have to, and that was the smartest thing Kieran could have done. He knew that, hey, it's a slowdown, but the slowdown clears itself as you get back on track. He barely lost any time. However, it did look like
Pakala second.
It did look. Was that Palacio? Who got spun around there?
Klaus. Klaus got turned in turn 1.
Yeah, it looked more like Kieran was in the rear of Klaus than Klaus and Yuko touching.
Jokering is Palacio. Liflander stays on the regular course. Jokering is Pakala. Jokering is Sotens, and Klaus will have to wait and see. So now we're going to watch the best 3 laps that Kieran Liflander has as we take a second look at the start.
Yeah, we got Kieran just trapped. Okay. That was Klaus getting turned around there. But, no, this is what I was talking about. Marcos. Okay, yeah. Marcos came down a little bit into Kieran. Everybody, that was about as clean as you could be there. Everybody survived.
Kieran Liflander does not joker on lap number 3. We're going to take 2 laps to go through the final corner for the kid from South Carolina trying. Because right now it's a 6-point gap, and if it were to stand right now and later on Kieran wins, he would lose the championship again by 1 point if Evan were to finish second.
How is it a 6? I was looking at a 3.
It's 3, but Evan won his heat race, and if Kieran does not win the heat race,
yeah,
so it'll increase that gap.
Oh, we got Kieran out
through
first.
The dirt. He's got a joker still. I don't know if he's got the delta. He's got 4 seconds, 4.5, 5 seconds. He's going to wait till the last lap.
At worst,
I don't know if I would do that either.
No, I would. It's fine. Just you don't want to not have the delta or be close and then get stuck behind somebody the last lap. You might as well just run as fast as you can. And like I said earlier, the faster lap, it's maybe 1 or 2 tenths faster than your standard lap. You're getting the extra run, but you also have to be a little harder on the brakes.
He's going to come to the checkered flag, and it's going to be a merge. It's going to be a send for the merge. Liflander jokers. Where is seconds. Palacio?
Nowhere.
Into the joker. Exiting the joker is Liflander. Palacio takes the spot at the line. Liflander's got it. I knew it was going to be a tricky merge.
4 thousandths of a second.
I knew it was going to be a tricky merge, and that's why I said I wouldn't have jokered on the last opportunity, and all you heard over the radio was a giggle from Marcos Palacio. That equals the championship back to 3 points, and Liflander, that's what he needs to do. On the front row now for the feature against Evan.
Yeah, that fixed his qualifying, and there's no points for qualifying in specific spots, so it's not like he lost anything there. That's exactly what he needed to do. That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Matthew Lindy, Marcus Indrek, Simmer, Devin Hughes, William Finley. You're saying, I want a Joker. I'm like, Brian, do you realize what's going to happen on this merge? Marcos is going to come across. We saw in the semifinal that wasn't to be in the contenders race. They jokered and killed each other at the start-finish line. Heat 3 in Knockhill.
Yeah, Josh Darnell got his pilot's license. Or no, that was Matt Grove. Matt Grove got his pilot's license.
Matthew Lindy leads ahead of Zach Blanche into the first corner. Hughes and Simmer side by side, the teammates, and Finling in the 310. I talked to William Finling 5 minutes before the race because I dropped down into their channel. I wondered why he didn't confirm. He was putting his pedals together, literally, I think, during the drivers' meeting. So to see the 310 on track is awesome to have him on track. Lindy, the outgoing contenders champion, ahead of Zach Blanche, ahead of Devin Hughes. Simmer to the inside of Hughes. Guys, please don't kill each other as your team owner. And Finling battling with Simmer.
Simmer was getting a little sideways in the...
Finling had a huge run off the corner on the final corner. Finling's shown pace. Very inconsistent, but when he has pace, Brian, he could be up there, mid-pack.
Yeah.
Excited to see in 2025 what'll come to be, not only with William Finling, but of course the rest of the field. Blanche looking to the inside of his teammate Lindy.
Do it. We watched Zach Mitchell do
Siesta.
it in contenders. He lost it the next lap, but it's a wonderful pass to make.
Lindy at the line was a 37.2. 37.3 for Blanche. 37.9 for Simmer. 37.6 for Hughes. Car length between them. You want to hit the first bit of dirt, or sorry, Brian, you want to hit the first hit of grass, kind of push out wide and hit the second bit of grass there.
Yeah. I want to see Blanche send it through. I know they're sister teams, but they're not teams. You don't have to be as nice.
I agree. 2 laps to go for Lindy. Jokering is Hughes. Finling wide in the final corner. He skips the tire barrier. Not sure if that's going to be a penalty.
It will be a slowdown.
And Simmer in the third spot. Blanche was 2/10 down on Lindy that last time around. Lindy ran a 36.969. That was the fastest lap of the session so far for the kid from California. Simmer 37.2. Simmer's been matching Blanche's pace. Will we see a joker? We will. From Lindy, no joker from Blanche, no joker from Simmer. Blanche takes the lead.
There's Lindy coming out. Lindy's coming out in third. He's coming out in third.
Yes.
He's got a nice healthy gap. He's not going to have to worry about much there.
As Blanche and Simmer equal on pace. Hughes 36.9. Lindy misses the the grass in turn 2.
That might open the door for Blanche.
And that's really all he needed because they were a car length away, I should say, through the heat race here. Jokering is Blanche, the Australian. Will he come out battling his teammates? Simmer has to joker as well. Final corner for Lindy. Rounding the final corner, Lindy takes heat number 3 ahead of Blanche. Hughes passes his teammate Simmer and Finling in the back. Will we see 2 semifinals or will we have 1? We'll just have to wait and see what the sim does. And it looks like we're going to have 2 semifinals.
Hot dog.
Terry Heskinen, Devin Hughes, Rene Sotens, Chris Wetz.
As a viewer, I like to see the one big one. But as a driver, I definitely prefer these smaller ones.
It's a catch-22. We'll potentially evaluate that for the offseason. But I just like to make it easy. You're in the top 2, you're transferring. Makes it easy for the drivers. Semifinal A in Scotland. Green flag. Off the line. Sotens comes across onto Hughes. Good start for Heskinen in the first phase. Down to the first corner. Sotens touches Hughes. Hughes looking outside of Heskinen. And Sotens tries to mount the 60 in turn 1. Here comes Wetz sneaking his way through. And Hughes is around in the first corner.
Yeah, I know he's your driver, Josh, but Hughes had 2 cars on his inside the entire time. It looked like he just tried to squeeze down to the line. And Renee's like, I'm here. Get out of my way. I'm here.
I don't want to confirm or deny that I agree with you. It's turn one of a semifinal.
Oh!
You have to get everything that you
Renee
can into the
Soten's
tires. Go
straight into
Sotens.
the wall. That car's done.
Second car
Oh,
to have
my
that
God.
happen.
And
now Sotens.
That's awful.
Sotens out in the 157. Heiskanen leads ahead of Wetz, ahead of Hughes, and Sotens. Sotens is going to have to stay there, otherwise the track, I think, might glitch on us.
No, Sotens can pull off. He can get off the track.
And I talked about earlier on with Chris Wetz knowing how Kieran Liflander feels in 2012B, 2014A, got so close to Drivers' Championships in the World Championship. Never came to fruition. But he's raced in every single season since 2012, and it's great to see him finally having some luck, because I don't think he's made a feature so far this season. Sotens is still trying to make it to the Joker for some reason. I'm not sure what's happening with the 157. I think Bryan's gone to investigate that one. But Heiskanen leads. Wetz. Did you go investigate that, Bryan?
I had to let him know he's good to get off the track. It's only the last lap that the bug we discovered in contenders happened, so Renee
Wetz locks up, final corner nearly into the tires. Heiskanen resets fastest lap. So, no Joker for Heiskanen, no Joker for Hughes, and Sotens, like I said, out in the 157. As Wetz wide in the first corner. And really just kind of running their own races are everybody here.
Yeah, Heskanen's got a huge gap behind him. You can take the Joker and sit there for a minute. He'd be fine. Way to go, Chris Wetz, though. Starting fourth, ending second.
White flag for Heiskanen.
Lap,
Wetz still second.
Wetz has taken
Hughes
his Joker
still
already.
third. Sotens, I think, has just gotten out of the sim ring and left the car.
I told him he was good to get out of the car, but he decided to leave it. Impressed the car actually made it that far from the incident, because that
left
engine
rear
was
is in
not
pieces.
happy. Yeah.
The left front's just at a 90-degree angle to the car. Terry Heiskanen already took his Joker. He's going to round the final couple of corners and be the 7th seed today in Scotland. And Chris Wetz, going through the final corners, will transfer to the feature and qualify 9th. And it'll be 11th place points overall for Devin Hughes and 13th for Renee Soten. Semi-final B. Here in Scotland, Yuko Pakala, Jess Rakowski, Marcus Indrek Simmer, Klaus Kreutzer, and William Finlay. Another 2 cars. Wetz left as if he's... Somebody go let Wetz know that he made the feature. I don't know why he left. But okay. Getting ready for the second semifinal. Green flag. Off the line. Rakowski, terrible start compared to Kreutzer. They come across. She nearly hit Kreutzer into the first corner. Pakala leads Rakowski, leads Kreutzer. Kreutzer into the back of Pakala. Rakowski locks up under braking. Into Kreutzer, into Pakala. Simmer in the 4. Here comes Finling in the 310. Battling with Kreutzer. Finling into the wall, and over goes the 310.
Yeah, you don't want to be side by side in the entrance there. It's a masterclass in holding it together.
Into the final couple of corners. Rakowski into Pakala. Not sure why a move is made in that corner. And Rakowski's had a disappointing season in the 999. Looking left, looking right, trying to find a way around into turn 1. Trying to spook Pakala maybe into a mistake is the 999. And Simmer trying to wait for something to go wrong. Through the dirt. Yet again. Now we can take the Jokers. Finling has taken it to the pit lane. We ride on board Rakowski in the 999, the driver from Maryland. Finling already off the track. Rakowski dropped the left sides into the grass, and if you drop him, it'll suck you in and push you very wide. And now she falls into the clutches of her teammate Marcus Indrek Simmer, the Estonian. So many different nationalities this season in the NASA Rallycross Challenge. Awesome to see. And awesome to see the development of these drivers.
Extra time.
So, Pakala, Rakowski, Simmer, Kreutzer jokered. So that's the smart decision when you're in a smaller race like this, because you can wait for stuff to happen between these cars up front, and then you can just get the delta in reverse. Simmer jokers in the 4. 2 laps to go for Pakala. Simmer will come out with the run, battling Kreutzer. He looks driver's right. Will he get the run down the front straightaway? Looks like a DRS pass in Formula 1, but he doesn't clear him. Side by side, Simmer takes the spot.
Are we going to see an over-under from Finling? Or from Klaus? No, we're not.
Kreutzer couldn't get it done. Like I said, like you said as well earlier on, if you don't get that right front onto that grass, you are just spinning the tires. No grip. And Rakowski's going to follow Pakala on the final lap. I don't know if I'd like that.
I think once she got into the rear end of him and was like, I almost just turned him around, I think she decided, hey, you know what? Second transfers, might as well take it.
Into the dirt for the final time in the semifinal. Yuko Pakala leads. Jess Rakowski in second. Marcus Indrek Simmer in third. Into the tires in the 4, along with Klaus. They both came together in turn 1.
Oh, no.
Let's take a second look.
We're not supposed to do.
Oh, no.
DQ that car real quick, Josh.
Who am I DQing?
Simmer, quickly.
Got it. Hopefully that fixed it. Sorry to miss the finish call. We got to slip into race control here for a moment. And hopefully that doesn't break anything. Well, luckily, if it does, we can... Oh, we don't want to do a new session. So hang tight, everybody. Hopefully that finished everything. Pakala, Rakowski come home. They transfer, question mark?
Wait.
Pakala, Rakowski, Kreutzer, Simmer, Findling.
Nothing's changed yet, so I think we're good.
Let's wait the 4 seconds.
Juko, just stay.
Wait the 4 seconds. Keep that graphic up if it won't break.
We're good.
Does that break anything?
No, we're good. I think we're good.
Let me take a second look. It did. It broke it. Those Kreutzer. Okay. All right. We're going to have to step aside for an extended bit of time and make a new session. So, on the other side of the break, at some point, will be the Scottish Grand Prix. So, we're going to go full screen ads, and we'll be back shortly.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to nordvpn.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Side between these two and turn one. This is going to get spicy.
Turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clogging the inside line. MacFarlane contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. In the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. Grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Rally's going to hold his spot.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds
Side by
it.
side between these two in turn 1. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn 1, over the jump to begin the first lap, clogging the inside line. MacFarlane contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. Over in the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn 1, up heading to the inside. Magnus gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Ronnie's going to hold his power.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds
By
it.
side between these two in the turmoil, this is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap clock at the inside line. MacFarlane contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Ragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Robbie's going to hold his power. We welcome you back to round 276 of the championship overall and round 10 of the 31st season of the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge here in Scotland. With Bryan Sawyer in the production truck and also next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz, live on the Automotive Sports Network. The NASA Rallycross Challenge is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. Thank you, Rob Hartland, for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Cameras all season on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. And finally, the intro music for the NASA World feed, produced by Alex Abetti. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube, and ring the bell to be notified of our live streams. Currently, only on Thursdays after today, but we will have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, every day. We've got everything going on, along with our short-form video content, courtesy of Jess Rakowski. And if you'd like to race in NASA Rallycross might officially be over after today, but we do have the World Rally Challenge utilizing the WRC game that just came out. All the info is at nasasimracing.com. That's gonna be super fun as well. So, Bryan, we've got Jacob Rafos, Josh Klog, Francois Martel, all past winners here in Scotland. And then we've got two kids named Evan MacFarlane and Kieran Liflander who also have won here in Scotland. Do we vote against them? Or if we recall the count that you said, that Evan will win to make it 5 apiece in wins this season? What are we thinking?
I can't go against my last week prediction. And we've seen Evan be the most consistent all night. Yes, Kieran did go from last to first in his heat. But he made mistakes to end up there to begin with. So Evan hasn't made any mistakes all night so far, so except that light right there. But yeah, I'm going with Evan.
So we are going to go ahead, and Chris Wetz for some reason disconnected, and I'm not sure where he went. So we will have 9 cars in this feature. Bryan, if you're ready, I think we're ready.
I'm always ready.
To crown a champion. As apologies for the issues that we had, just so everyone, I posted in the chat, but just so everyone is aware, we have reported that bug to iRacing, and hopefully that will be fixed, as I'm not sure. We thought we could fix it, and Klaus didn't even go to pits, and it broke, so I don't know what happened. But thanks for hanging out with us on the Automotive Sports Network all season long. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. Let's take a look at our grid for the Scottish Grand Prix. Double defending world champion Evan MacFarlane alongside Kieran Liflander, Matthew Lindy, Robbie Kirtley, Marcos Palacio, Zach Blanche, Santeri Heiskanen, Yuko Pakala, Jess Rakowski, and technically Chris Wetz, but he's not here. So 9 cars, 10 laps, 2 jokers, and it is a winner-take-all between the 2 kids for the World Championship. And we sit up in our seats. We grab our hard hats. Maddie Grove, you're going to have a good time listening to this. As we wait for Lindy, we wait for MacFarlane. Thanks for joining us, like I said, all season long. Thanks for joining us, no matter if it was for one race or for every race over the past 12 years. 2025 is going to be impeccable for NASA Sim Racing. But of course, we still have to get through this final race in 2024.
I saw it count down.
Everybody
to 5.
on grid.
I got concerned.
We get ready to go green to conclude a championship in Scotland. We go green in Scotland, off the line. First phase, MacFarlane got it. Side by side, half a car length. It's MacFarlane. It's Liflander down to the first corner. Side by side, Lindy and Kirtley down to the first corner. MacFarlane clears him into turn 2. Lindy, Kirtley, Palacio hit by Heiskanen. Turned off the front bumper of Blanche. And around the Argentine goes through the dirt for the first time. It's MacFarlane. It's Liflander. Lindy, Kirtley, Heiskanen, Rakowski, Pakala, Blanche, Palacio, the 9 cars. Exiting the dirt. Remember, no joker on this first lap here in Scotland. Into the final corners for the first time to end the first lap. The gap is 0.6 of a second between MacFarlane and Liflander. And MacFarlane weaving down the front straightaway. 1 car around, was it? You gave me a little reaction there, Bryan.
No, Jess
into
went
the first
so
corner.
deep behind the start-finish gantry. She popped out of there. I had no idea she was back there.
As Liflander. Of course, the first lap time doesn't really matter, so we'll take a look and wait and see, but Liflander gating on MacFarlane into the dirt. Will we see a joker on the first opportunity from either one of these kids? We will not. No joker for Lindy. Jokering is Kirtley. Jokering is Blanche. Jokering is Rakowski. The gap is 0.4 of a second from MacFarlane to Liflander. Liflander up by 0.3 on MacFarlane the last time around for the first proper lap time. Evan MacFarlane's been here before. Kirtley, he jokered, Bryan, in the 0-24.
Race control likes to say they crashed every time they touched the joker.
What a surge through the dirt for Kieran Liflander. MacFarlane's been here before. 2-time champion, 12 race wins. Liflander, 9 race wins. He's won a race. He's gotten close. He's the winningest in lights, but he's not closed the championship out as we end lap number 3. No joker rotation yet from anybody. Kirtley, Pakala, Rakowski, Blanche, joker. I believe their strategies are going to be run. There is 0.3 of a second between Evan MacFarlane and Kieran Liflander. MacFarlane misses the dirt. To the inside goes Liflander. He talked to me yesterday. He said, I'm not going to forget what happened in Sonoma. We are side by side through the dirt, and we touch through the bumps. Exiting the dirt now. MacFarlane trying to hold on the lead. It's a winner-take-all, like I've said, between these two. And I am shaking, Bryan Sawyer. This is so exciting as we end the 4th lap and begin the 5th lap. Lap times at the line, 37.1 to a 37.2. Liflander was about a 10th away.
Kieran's having a little bit of problem here, too. Kieran is too close to MacFarlane, believe it or not. If Kieran wants to offset his joker, he's kind of at the mercy of MacFarlane because you go so wide out. Kieran can't just say, I'm going to take the inside, then go joker, because Evan's going to turn right into him. So he needs a little bit of a gap if he wants to joker first. So he's kind of stuck at the mercy of Evan.
Will we see a joker? Liflander way off track in the 20. He's going to take his first bit of strategy. Lindy jokers as well.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Kieran knew he was stuck behind there, and he had to throw it out wide so he didn't get slowed down. I mean, I'll take the little bit of... That was extremely risky, but he wanted that clean air. I don't doubt you won't see Kieran joker a second time here. He's got 3 seconds in front of him to Lindy. Is Lindy's strategy done yet? No. So.
Lindy's got 1. Pakala's got 1 left. Kirtley's done in the 0-24. Will we see Evan respond in car number 1?
If Evan responds here, yes, Kieran should be going again.
You don't want to make contact on the merge. Liflander jokers.
And there it is. Yep. I figured Kieran
Lindy stays out.
Kieran wanted to get those fast laps out of the way. He was maybe a 10th or 2 faster than MacFarlane on their only clean lap.
So now we've got Matthew Lindy between MacFarlane and Liflander. Will we see some team orders? Will Lindy joker immediately, or will he stay in the way of car number 20. Remember, I talked about it.
I don't think there's any staying in the way. I think you're going to get moved if you stay in the way.
As Liflander touches the tires with the left front, not sure if that's going to be any damage. Just an update on the running order behind them. Pakala Kirtley, Palacio Heiskanen, Rakowski Blanche.
This is going to be nasty.
As Lindy stays in front on the exit of the merge, will they come together? Liflander to the inside goes MacFarlane. We're 3 wide. Lindy blocks on MacFarlane. We take 3 laps to go. Liflander has to make something happen into turn number 1. Side by side, Liflander to second. Lindy thought about giving him a nudge in car number 3 to car number 20. Will you allow the double defending world champion to skip away? Lindy third. Pakala yet to joker. Kirtley all over the rear wing of his teammate. Palacio, Heiskanen, Rakowski, Blanche. That running order has not changed. The gap is 0.8 of a second as we come to 2 laps to go in the world championship.
I don't know.
I think getting stuck behind Lindy, Bryan, that might have hurt him.
That might have done it, honestly. If that was a called strategy, that was an excellent strategy between MacFarlane and Lindy.
Through turn 1, through the dirt, the gap is 0.6 of a second. We have a record hanging in the balance. There's a record from 2013. Dylan Livengood, the youngest 3-time consecutive world champion, 18 and a half years off the top of my head without it being in front of me. Evan MacFarlane has the chance to break that by 1.5 years as we take the white flag in the season. The gap is 0.5 seconds. Lindy to 3rd, Kirtley to 4th, Pakala joker. The battle for the podium looking good as well, but we still have to focus on this. Kieran Liflander came within 1 point last season. He's got 1 lap to try and make something happen through the dirt. The gap is 0.4 of a second. Like I said, there was no friends for the 20, plenty of friends for the 1. Liflander's been quicker all race long, I do believe. 0.3 up on the last lap. Final couple of corners. Can Evan MacFarlane do it, or will Kieran do it? Into the final corner. The record's going to break. It's going to be Evan MacFarlane, 3-time consecutive world champion, and he does it ahead of Kieran Liflander. The record breaks, and I thought it was never going to. Lindy holds off Kirtley for 3rd. It's a double podium for TWR Subi squad. Kirtley 4th, Heiskanen 5th, Pakala 6th, Blanche 7th, Palacio 8th, and Rakowski had an issue in the 999 on lap 8. She crashed in turn 1, trying to catch Santeri Heiskanen. And the record has fallen. And car number 1 will be held again. And give me just a moment here. I posted in the chat, in Discord, that if Evan MacFarlane can close the 2024 B season out, he will beat Dylan Livengood's record. 16 years, 7 months, and 5 days today. And Dylan Livengood set that when he was 17, 7 months, and 9 days back in the middle of 2013 B. 2013, I should say. And this is why I still do this, Bryan Sawyer, as Evan MacFarlane burns it down in car number 1. Kieran Liflander's always already mentioning some stuff. I won't. I'll keep it off air. Okay. So, let's find Matthew Lindy for an interview here. And then we're going to pull up. I wish we had the ability to have the media pen like F1 does and just hear the conversation for just a little bit. Because Matthew Lindy is muted in there. Kieran's not happy. So, let's bring in our 3rd place man, Matthew Lindy. And I got to take a breath and collect my thoughts, my friend. Matt, you got us?
Yep, I got you guys.
I guess walk me through your race, battling on the Joker rotation. Was there some team orders? Tell me all about it.
So
you won't get banned. Team orders are legal, just so everybody knows.
Yeah. The race was pretty good. I feel like for me, I felt like I ran a good race. This is like the longest I've ran without hitting those tire barriers. I think it's turn 2. I think it's classified as turn 2, and I think it's Duffy's dip or whatever it's called. But I was happy with that. on that Joker. It was definitely really sketchy because I know I had Kieran on my inside, and then I know Evan was coming. So like, where do I go? And I was like, not trying to block anyone. Of course, Evan's my teammate, and I wanted to win this championship. And like, I was not trying to wreck anyone at all. I was just trying to get out the way. It's like, yeah, it was pretty crazy on that Joker area there, which is, it always gets crazy there with how much speed the Jokering car has. And I think we were like 3 wide at one point, which was insane. And I was just like looking left and right, spamming the look and left right button, looking in my mirror, like, where is everyone? Because it's definitely a little bit more difficult, I'd say, because like I'm on a single monitor, so I can't see like much around me. So yeah, no, but the race I felt like was pretty good for me, at least.
It reminds me of Cody Erdman back in the day. He beat me on like a 22-inch monitor. Tell me you're not at least driving. You're driving on a bigger monitor than that. Or he was on like a 17-inch. It was gnarly.
My monitor recently broke, so I'm on an old TV screen that I have. So like it's pretty pixely, but like, and then my headset broke too. So now I'm running this off of speakers, and I'm on my AirPods right now on my phone in the Discord call. So yeah, no, it's definitely been a little bit crazy. I need to definitely be able to find the funds to get this stuff back. And yeah, no, it's definitely had a little bit of a what would you call it, hardware disadvantage, I guess.
As that's astounding what you have done today, my friend. Anyone you'd like to thank for the 3rd place podium?
Yeah, I would like to thank Evan for, coaching me. I started, like I said before, I've brought him into this and taught him, and then I had some things pop up, so I was off for a while, and then all of a sudden he's like about 4 seconds faster than me. I was like, geez. So yeah, no, Evan's just been teaching me back all this stuff. I would like to thank our team boss, Mario Bonfante Jr., for giving the chance on both of us. I would also like to thank Eric Dubois for, working with us too, with TWRS. I would like to thank the sponsors, True Speed, Fluid Logic, Milan, Pit Viper, just all those guys, Martin Sports, just they're the ones that just drive us more forward and get motivated to do this. And yeah, I would like to thank you guys for putting a great league on, and hopefully I'll be not missing like half the season this next season in 2025A.
You've got some time to figure out your hardware issues, my friend. You've got until March, so take your time. Great season and great podium, and yeah, we'll see you next season.
See you guys.
These are always some of the toughest interviews to have, and Kieran Liflander, again, so close yet so far. We saw it, we witnessed it, we saw what happened, but from your point of view, talk me through your race.
My bad, my wheel isn't plugged in, but had a fast car all night from when we unloaded it, and I was a 10th faster in race than Evan. Witnessed that last night, running and hosted with him, and beat him by 2 seconds. So messed up qualifying. I should have known that it would have gotten tight off the exit, and hit a 4, but probably would have been a 5 had I lifted a bit more. Still would have been pole, and had I gotten the pole, I would have been able to run away with no problem. So I don't know what to say. Just definitely bummed out and frustrated, and it's a bit irritating when it's 1 against 5. So I don't have anything else to say other than it's a bummer, but I guess P2 we'll take it.
As Ricky Carmichael once said, that the championships are won on the bad days. So this bad day will, I guess, this season, right? You look at some of the issues. What was it? It was Crandon when you had the issues, and you look at those and you think, I fixed those problems, and then you head towards 2025 with those problems rectified, and the potential is there, my friend. So anyone you'd like to thank for the 2nd place result in the race and the championship?
Yeah, my girlfriend Maria. This paint was for her. I hope it was loaded this time. Wasn't loaded last Sunday in the light, but this beautiful green paint scheme she made, and she's been supporting me a ton. Mom and Dad, they've been supporting me as well the whole season, and glad to have them by my side. Everybody at KLR. Still don't know where I'm going to be at last season in terms of racing, so I'm either going to show up or not. I hope to show up, just with a ride. But we'll see what happens there. But that's about it. We'll it's definitely a tough pill to swallow, and I guess we'll work on the off season because there's clearly some things that we still can't get through our brains. Talking about the team as a whole, not in a negative way, but you know, just we should be up in first by about 2 races up on Evans. So should have already the championship sealed up. Just one thing leads to another, and just unfortunate stuff. So didn't have the best luck this season, but the winningest driver in both series in total, getting 10 wins is definitely something to be proud of. Um, yeah, so we'll work it this off season.
Right, my friend. I'm excited to see the changes for 2025. We'll see you then. And the man of the hour, of the year, really, the 2024B NASA Rallycross Challenge World Champion, 3-time consecutive youngest, broke the record, and conveniently, as I update my spreadsheet, the man whose record you broke, Dylan Livengood, co-founder of the series way back in 2012, he has 13 career wins. You, my friend Evan MacFarlane, just hit your 13th career win. Talk me through your race, your season, anything you want, my friend. The floor is yours.
Yeah, it was a eventful season to say the least. I mean, like Kieran was super fast this season. We're neck and neck, and it really all just lied down to like qualifying. And luckily, I got lucky. And Kieran didn't get a lap in, and I did, and that kind of decided the race. So, I mean, yeah, this whole season's been a blast. You know, I'm so like thankful for everyone who's come out and race, and it's been a lot of fun. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy how close it was the whole time, and how intense it was, and yeah.
As you go back and and watch this cast, I had a good time myself. I guess so. I don't even know really what else to ask you, my friend. It has been a crazy season to watch. Like I've said before, just the speed that you guys show is incredible. It's why I still do this stuff. Bryan, you got anything for Evan?
Did you know you were holding up? Sorry, I gotta sit back up. Did you know you were holding Evan or Kieran up from his Joker and deciding not to go early in the race?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because it definitely, from our perspective, looked like Kieran had more pace and was ready to but he was just trapped behind you. So
Well,
that was a conscious decision. I'm not joking.
yeah. So I mean, yeah. I mean, I just knew I was gonna Joker right after he did because I knew if I was ahead of him, I'll stay ahead of him if I just Joker right after he does. So yeah, honestly, no, he just had the pace over me, and I just knew, well, if he's faster than me, I just got to do what I can to defend, and I just, I just, backed up all my corners, like protected any inside, any gaps in the line, and I'm pretty sure you guys saw I cut down on him a little bit, and just try to hold my line, and yeah, I just tried my best not to get moved, and just try to stay as like a roadblock kind of. So yeah, I mean, it just worked out in my favor. Honestly, he mistimed his Joker with Matthew, and luckily Matthew, yeah, he kind of held him up, especially towards the end of the Joker, and I was really able to take advantage of that and just get ahead. So I mean, yeah, just everything went in my favor this race, and I just knew I just had to stay ahead as much as I could.
Final question for you, my friend. Anyone you'd like to thank for the third consecutive championship today?
Well, yeah, I got to give all glory to God. I'm so thankful for everything He's done, and I wouldn't be able to do this without Him, and especially this race. I feel like He stepped in a bit and gave me some of His grace. But yeah, I'm super appreciative for my family. You know, I want to dedicate this championship to my dad. I'm super thankful for everything he's done for me, and I like to thank my mom, Marie, my brothers, everyone who's watching, and just all the guys at Team Watts. You know, they've been super supportive, super fun to hang around, and just great people over there. Same as KES Industries, those guys. You know, Matthew, Robbie, those guys. I really love them and I appreciate everything they've done. And yeah, just if you want some of my setups, go to twrsetups.com. I also like to thank Martin Sports, Fluid Logic. Yeah, just all those guys on the car, and just you guys for the show. I mean, it's been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to another season. And hopefully I can make it 4-time, but Kieran's getting a little too quick, so I'm gonna have to step up my pace. And yeah, just thank you guys for the season. It's been amazing and it's been a great ride.
I'll try not to get emotional, but I can tell you that your dad will be looking down and he'll be very proud of you, my friend. And it's been a great season to watch, and nobody has done 4 in a row. So if you're laying down the gauntlet, 2025A is going to be even better. So great run, my friend, great championship, and we will see you next season.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's take a breath here, Bryan, and let's take a look again at the classification of the Scottish Grand Prix. Well, I don't know if it decided to work.
Oh, we're doing great. It's doing great.
Welcome.
Hold on. Let's try
welcome to
this
NASA.
again. There we go.
There we go. Evan MacFarlane, his 13th career victory, ties him with series pioneer Dylan Livingood, breaks Dylan Livingood's record of the youngest 3-time consecutive world champion in the series history. Kieran Liflander 4/10 away. What could have been? I don't know if qualifying was the issue. I don't know if Crandon was the issue. I don't know if the battle with Lindy was the issue. There's so many little things that happen in a season that you can't just pinpoint on one thing. Matthew Lindy in third, impressive double podium for TWR Subi Squad. No control, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Curtly, Heskin, and Pakala. I know I just commented in the chat in Discord, but I want to thank the no control guys for coming out. We brought in, moved the split to Saturday, moved it to the afternoon to cater to the European crowd, and they've come in force. We had, I think, 5 cars for them run at least one race, so that was awesome to see. Zach Blanche as well from Australia. Thank you, my friend. You finished in 7th today. Marcos Palacio, Jess Rakowski. Remember Chris Wetz in 10th. Not sure what happened to the Texan, but he did not take the green flag in the feature. The remaining cars that did not transfer: 11th place Devin Hughes, 12th Klaus Kreutzer, 13th Renee Sotens, 14th Marcus Indrek Simmer, and 15th William Findling. Unofficial Drivers' Championship for the 31st NASA Rallycross Challenge looks like this. Evan MacFarlane, 202 to Kieran Liflander's 194. And I think, I don't want to say off the top of my head because I can't necessarily remember, but this joins myself, Philip Kraus, I want to say Sindre Silva, want to say Luke Kraus, on podiums in every single race this season. I don't think he missed a podium. So incredible consistency for the Californian. Yuko Pakala, Palacio, Kirtley, the top 5. He moves up a spot, beating Zach Blanche. Darnell, Rakowski, Sotens, Lindy, the top 10. Lindy moves up 2 from the podium today. The Constructors' Championship, like we said, it was sealed a while ago, but TWR Subi Squad ahead of Kieran Liflander Racing. No Control 3rd and 4th, JC Simsports, Slapex, TWR, KES, technically KES, that point's a little bit wrong, but Kachow Racing before Marcus Indrek Simmer joins JC Simsport, and Slapex in 10th. The Manufacturers' Championship, I don't think our graphic works, but I have it unofficially. 247 for Subaru, 148 for Ford. And let's do some programming notes and sponsor plugs, some final thoughts, and close this one out, Bryan. So our next show, officially, will be Torque Sports Car in Road America. That'll be Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll have Brian Sawyer, myself, Josh Mertz for that. We will have the Torque IndyCar Series joining us on Tuesday, so keep an eye on that. We'll adjust this programming schedule as we go. And the iRacing official Rallycross split, Brian Sawyer's figuring out a time and date. I'm sure we'll plug it into the schedule there once we figure that out. Is the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge, brought to you, conveniently, by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. Thank you, Rob Hartland, for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing since 2022. Thank you so much, Rob. Cameras all season on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. Finally, the intro music for the NASA World feed, produced by Alex Abetti. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube, and ring the bell to be notified of our live streams, along with our short-form video content, courtesy of Jess Rakowski. If you'd like to race in NASA, Rallycross might be over until March, but we do have the World Rally Challenge with the WRC game started. All the info is at nasasimracing.com. Bryan, it has been so much fun this season calling this with you. Give me a final thought on the race and the season as a whole.
Well, we did go 5 for 5.
You were right. You got it.
Right down the middle. But aside from that, it was a great season overall. I really enjoyed it being on Saturdays, getting a little more participation in the supers, and getting a lot of names we haven't seen in a hot minute, especially a lot of the no control guys. We got Zach Blanche hanging out with us again. Yeah, it's been a great series. Happy to be here.
As like I said multiple times, I didn't expect this Saturday split to work. I was concerned that we would have stretched our guys thin, but the 4 splits in 2024B, futures, lights, contenders, supercars, there's a split for everyone, any skill level, anybody is welcome in NASA Sim Racing. It was super fun to do race control on Sundays, race and lights, watch contenders, and be here in the box with you on Saturdays, and it's getting better and better, and 2025 is going to be super fun to watch. The checkered flag has fallen on the season for NASA Rallycross in 2024. From all of us at the Automotive Sports Network, from Jess Rakowski, Victor Valley, Justin Robichaux, Cody Erdman, Josh Darnell, Ethan Halsey, and Bryan Sawyer, my name is Josh Mertz, as we hope you enjoyed today's coverage and the coverage all year of the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge from Knockhill. We congratulate our winner and champion, Evan MacFarlane, breaking the 11-year record for the 3-time youngest champion. And be sure to join us for Torque in Road America next week, and NASA Rallycross will be back in March. But until then, so long, everyone.